Today, we're not here to talk about rumors or scandals. Instead, we're taking a heartfelt look at 17 personal stories from some of the world's most iconic actresses, like Meryl Streep, Elizabeth Taylor, and Cate Blanchett, and the sons who grew up beside them. Will the artistic talent running through their families shape these young men into the next generation of creative brilliance? Or will the weight of their mother's fame make it hard for them to find their own place in the world? From choosing a quiet, private life to taking bold, pride-filled steps of rebellion, the truth may surprise you. But before we dive into these behind-the-scenes stories of Hollywood's most fascinating families, take a moment to hit subscribe, like the video, and drop a comment below telling us which mother-daughter duo you're most curious about. Your support is what keeps this channel moving forward. Now, let's jump right in. If there's anyone who seems born with the genetic lottery of the arts, it's Moses Martin. He sits at the brightest crossroads of pop culture. His mother, Gwyneth Paltrow, is an Oscar-winning actress and the powerhouse behind the Goop lifestyle brand, while his father, Chris Martin, is the lead singer of Coldplay, the man behind songs that fill stadiums worldwide. But what makes Moses remarkable isn't just his star-studded lineage, it's the way he's been raised to protect the honesty and purity of his own artistic spirit. Even after their conscious uncoupling, Gwyneth and Chris have stayed completely aligned when it comes to building an invisible shield around their son. Moses grew up treating music like a natural part of life, something to breathe in, not something to use for fame or profit. Whenever he steps on stage, guitar in hand, singing alongside his father in front of thousands, he never looks like a child star trying to impress anyone. What you see instead is innocence, genuine passion, and a charming touch of shyness. Moses' style feels like the perfect blend of two worlds. He carries the wistfulness, romance, and signature falsetto of Chris Martin, yet he also reflects Gwyneth's confidence, sharp intuition, and polished sense of aesthetics. He's not rushing to drop a debut album or jump into loud reality shows. Instead, he's taking his time enjoying the rare luxury of slowly shaping himself as he figures out who he truly wants to become. With the mindset of a sharp businesswoman, Gwyneth has taught her son the importance of branding and independence. Let your talent mature before you harvest its rewards. The sight of Moses calmly playing guitar on stage while Gwyneth watches proudly from the sidelines is a beautiful picture of a modern family, one where a marriage may come to an end, but the respect, teamwork, and shared commitment to raising a kind, grounded young artist never fade. Next, we move on to the queen of actresses herself, Meryl Streep. If Hollywood had an official measurement for talent, she would be the benchmark. When your mother holds the record for Oscar nominations and can disappear into any character with almost haunting precision, the pressure you feel isn't just about fame, it's about living up to an expectation of flawless perfection. Yet Meryl Streep has created a family environment that looks nothing like the typical Hollywood world. Alongside her husband, sculptor Don Gummer, she chose a quiet, grounded life far from Los Angeles' flashy, surface-level parties to raise their children in a genuinely artistic environment. Henry Wolfe Gummer is the result of that thoughtful upbringing. He didn't grow up under the glare of paparazzi lights, but instead in a home filled with sculptures, books, and music. Henry made a bold choice. He never tried to become a male version of Meryl Streep. Even though he stepped into acting from time to time, his real passion has always been music, and not the loud, commercial, chart-driven kind. Henry's world is indie folk, built on gentle acoustic sounds that feel intimate and deeply introspective. Through songs like Stop the Train and his album Linda Vista, he shows the world an artist with a sensitive, thoughtful, and quietly powerful soul. If Meryl expresses herself through her face and masterful body language, Henry performs through his voice and lyrics. He shares everyday stories with an honest, understated simplicity. Henry's career stands as a living reflection of Merrill's parenting philosophy. Create art for the sake of art itself, not for the applause. He's chosen a path that is slow, steady, and full of quiet dignity, steering clear of any unfair comparisons to his mother. He's like a gentle, grounding, low note, soft and serene, harmonizing beautifully alongside the bright, soaring notes of his legendary mother. If there's any family that truly deserves to be called Hollywood royalty, it's the Fondas. From the legendary Henry Fonda with his unwavering presence, to Jane Fonda, an icon of rebellion, brilliance, and 2 Academy Awards, their legacy is unmatched. Growing up in a family like this, Troy Garrity didn't just inherit artistic talent, he also carried the weight of an enormous legacy. The shadow cast by both his mother and grandfather is so immense that it could easily overwhelm any young artist. But Jane Fonda, the same woman who once clashed head-on with the government during her fiery years of political activism, did something extraordinary for her son. She didn't raise Troy in luxury or turn him into a pampered Hollywood prince. Instead, she shaped him like a fighter. Troy spent his childhood in social action summer camps, on protest marches, and in an environment built on strict discipline, where a person's value was defined by what they contributed, not how famous they were. Troy's boldest move was turning down the powerful Fonda surname and taking the last name Garrity, his grandmother's. It was a proud declaration of independence, his way of saying he wanted to succeed or fail on his own terms, not by riding on the family's VIP pass. And Troy proved he meant it. His breakthrough, deeply moving performance in Soldier's Girl earned him a prestigious Golden Globe nomination, a clear testament that his talent is real, built through hard work and determination, not handed to him by the system. Troy inherited his mother's determination and deep sense of empathy. He turned down shallow, heartthrob roles and chose characters with grit and complexity instead. Jane Fonda taught him that fame should be a tool for serving others, not feeding the ego. Today, with a solid career and a grounded personal life, Troy Garrity stands as one of his mother's greatest sources of pride. He carries on the Fonda family's artistic and humanitarian legacy quietly but powerfully, keeping the flame alive without relying on the glow of past fame. If there's any family that truly represents joy and togetherness in Hollywood, it's Goldie Hawn's. With her signature radiant smile and an Oscar dating back to 1970, Goldie has long been a symbol of optimism, but her life hasn't been free of hardship, especially her difficult breakup with Bill Hudson. Growing up in the midst of that emotional turmoil, Oliver Hudson faced his share of challenges, but he was fortunate to have Kurt Russell as an incredible stepfather to guide him through it. Goldie and Kurt have built a true family tribe rooted in humor, compassion, and emotional openness. Oliver didn't just inherit his mother's sharp wit, he also carries her resilience. His work, from Rules of Engagement to Nashville, shows an actor who is charismatic, easygoing, and effortlessly engaging. But what has made audiences especially love Oliver in recent years is his raw honesty on the Sibling Revelry podcast, which he co-hosts with his sister, Kate Hudson. He isn't afraid to open up about old wounds, pressure, and the unseen challenges of growing up as the child of a famous parent. Goldie Hawn taught him that mental well-being matters far more than fame. Oliver isn't chasing the race to become an A-list superstar. He chooses roles that let him maintain balance and stay present as a father and a husband. And that, more than anything, is the greatest success Goldie Hawn has helped him build. Reese Witherspoon is more than an actress, she's a true cultural force. From the lovable Elle Woods in Legally Blonde to her Oscar-winning role in Walk the Line, and later her rise as a media powerhouse with the Hello Sunshine empire, Reese has shaped the image of the modern woman, intelligent, sharp, and endlessly ambitious. Yet behind the multi-million-dollar deals and the iconic performances, the role she treasures most is that of a traditional Southern mom, firm but loving, always working to keep her children grounded in a rare sense of normal, despite the non-stop noise of Hollywood. Deacon Philippi, born from the golden pairing of Reese and actor Ryan Phillippe, truly inherited the best of both worlds. Ryan's rugged charm and soulful eyes, along with Reese's bright, welcoming smile. But what really sets Deacon apart isn't his looks, it's the calm confidence he shows at such a young age. Raised in a home that valued education and privacy, he never got pulled into the typical rich kid party scene. And instead of jumping into acting to ride his family's fame, Deacon chose his own path. He found his voice in the recording studio, shaping a musical identity that feels completely his own. When Deacon released his debut single, Long Run, in 2020, both the public and critics were genuinely surprised. It wasn't some shallow project from a rich kid trying to show off. It was a well-crafted track with clean production and a catchy melody that revealed the mindset of a true emerging producer. Reese had taught her son an important lesson. Fame can open doors, but only hard work and real skill will keep you in the room. Reese's influence on Deacon comes through in the firm discipline tucked behind her warm, friendly demeanor. Even when Deacon decided to explore acting in Netflix's Never Have I Ever, he never asked for shortcuts. He didn't push for a leading role. He went through auditions, took smaller parts, and worked just as hard as any other young actor trying to prove themselves. It's the same way Reese built her own career, and it's the greatest legacy she's passed on to her son. Hard work, humility, and a genuine respect for the craft. In the history of Hollywood, few women have pushed back against the rules of fame as fiercely as Susan Sarandon. She's not only a screen icon with those unforgettable, expressive eyes, she's also a cultural fire starter. From Thelma and Louise to Dead Man Walking, Susan has consistently chosen daring roles that challenge morality, society, and the audience's conscience. She's an activist who refuses to stay quiet, and she brought that same rebellious, uncompromising spirit into the way she raised her children. Jack Henry Robbins, the child of Susan Sarandon's legendary partnership with actor-director Tim Robbins, didn't grow up in a fairy tale. Instead, his childhood was shaped by fiery political debates at the dinner table, human rights rallies, and the intense energy of independent film sets that challenged the status quo. In that intellectual furnace, Jack's evolution into an artist with a truly unconventional mindset wasn't an accident, it was almost inevitable. Jack has turned away from the polished, rose-paved road of big commercial blockbusters. He doesn't make movies to chase billion-dollar box offices, he makes them to poke at the absurdities of modern life. His film VHS is a perfect example of that boldness. A satirical comedy shot entirely on old VHS tapes, filled with retro charm yet loaded with sharp commentary on consumer culture. Jack's style is a quirky fusion of nostalgic warmth and the cool, biting sarcasm of the present. He never leaned on his mother's legendary name to land easy projects. Instead, he picked up the camera himself and carved out a path that feels entirely his own. Susan's influence on Jack isn't about acting technique, it's about courage. She taught him the core truth every real artist must understand. Art should never compromise. It needs a voice, and it must be willing to push back against the status quo. While the world is often captivated by the dazzling success and media presence of the eldest sister, Gwyneth Paltrow, the story of their mother, Blythe Danner, and younger brother, Jake Paltrow, carries a completely different tone, quiet, thoughtful, and deeply intellectual. Blythe Danner isn't just an actress. She's a true symbol of the theatrical stage, a woman whose classic elegance and sharp intelligence come through in every performance. She represents a generation of artists who care far more about the quality of the craft than the number of followers they have. Jake Paltrow inherited that refined artistic code completely, but he chose a very different vantage point behind the camera. Instead of chasing the spotlight as an on-screen star, Jake carved out his identity as a director and screenwriter with a distinctly visual, almost philosophical approach to storytelling. His film, Young Ones, stands as the strongest proof of that bold direction, a striking blend of science fiction and Western themes, filled with unusual ideas that push against every predictable commercial formula. The greatest legacy Blythe passed on to her son isn't how to shine on a red carpet, but a sacred love for the craft itself. She taught him that filmmaking isn't a glamorous hobby, it's a meticulous artistic process that demands the patience of a jeweler and the sharp eye of a writer. Jake rarely steps into the spotlight or makes loud media appearances. Instead, he lets his work speak entirely on its own. The collaborations between this mother and son on independent projects aren't just expressions of family connection. They're thoughtful conversations between two generations of true artists. Together, they prove that in Hollywood's loud, fast-moving world, there are still people willing to be the silent architects, fully devoted to protecting the purity and dignity of the art itself. Julianne Moore is not just a film star. She is a master of unspoken emotions, a woman capable of conveying shattering pain or overwhelming joy with nothing more than a single gaze or a carefully measured silence. Together with her husband, director Bart Freundlich, they have cultivated their family into a genuine fortress of intellect, creativity, and grounded values in the heart of New York, standing apart from, and often above, the usual vanity and noise that define so much of Hollywood. Caleb Freundlich, their son, grew up on independent film sets, places where budgets may be tight, but the passion for art burns with uncompromising intensity. In that environment, Caleb made a deliberate and remarkably smart career choice. He chose not to stand in front of the camera, where he would inevitably be compared to the towering legacy of his mother. Instead, he stepped into the role of the one who quietly shapes the audience's emotions from the shadows, a film composer. This is a move deeply rooted in both strategy and artistry. If Julianne is the face of the film, then Caleb becomes its very soul. Music is the realm where emotions rise and tremble without the need for dialogue, a quiet current that steers the audience's inner world, uncannily echoing his mother's celebrated style of introspective performance. Julianne's influence on Caleb isn't found in acting technique, but in the profound discipline of pure craftsmanship. She is known in the industry for approaching her roles with the precision of a scientist, researching and preparing with almost obsessive rigor. Caleb absorbed that meticulousness entirely, channeling it into every note he writes and every arrangement he builds. And when he crafts the score for a film directed by his father and starring his mother, it becomes far more than a family collaboration. It transforms into a complete artistic circle, where trust, instinct, and deep mutual understanding converge to create work that resonates with emotion and with genuine respect for one another. If you believe that the artistic connection within a brilliantly talented family has the remarkable power to create truly timeless masterpieces, then drop a 1-inch in the comments below. If you see it differently or have another perspective, feel free to leave a 0. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Your interaction, feedback, and enthusiasm are the driving force that motivates us to continue bringing you even more inspiring, in-depth stories from the ever-fascinating world of art. In a Hollywood world where broken marriages are so often turned into media fodder, Jennifer Garner stands out not only as a movie star, but as a symbol of resilience and compassion. Amid the whirlwind surrounding the turbulent personal life of her ex-husband, actor Ben Affleck, Jennifer quietly transformed herself into a gentle yet unbreakable steel shield, standing firm through every storm to safeguard the peace, stability, and emotional well-being of her children, especially her youngest son, Samuel Garner Affleck. Samuel, the child born to two A-list superstars, has experienced one of the strangest childhoods in Hollywood, a genuinely ordinary one. You won't find Samuel dressed in lavish designer outfits or attending extravagant birthday parties blasted across Instagram. Instead, the most familiar image the public sees is Jennifer barefaced, casually dressed, holding Samuel's hand as they walk to school, attend church together every Sunday, or cheer with heartfelt excitement at local baseball games. Samuel grew up like any typical American boy, loving superheroes, obsessed with sports, and often returning home covered in mud after playtime. But giving him that normalcy was something Jennifer Garner had to fight for. She became one of the Hollywood mothers who pushed to change California's laws to protect children from aggressive paparazzi. Through both her activism and her everyday example, Jennifer taught Samuel that respect doesn't come from fame or wealth, but from kindness, empathy, and how one treats others. Watching Samuel tightly hold his mother's hand with absolute trust, or seeing the bright, carefree smile on his face as he walks beside his father Ben, we witness the quiet yet immense power of maternal love. Jennifer Garner has shown that even in a Hollywood overflowing with scandals and temptations, a mother through love, discipline, and unwavering commitment can build a peaceful home, a sanctuary where children are free to be innocent, to stumble, to grow, and most importantly, to simply be normal kids.